In this lesson, I'm going to explain the best way to submit your XML sitemap to the search engines through the search engines' Webmaster accounts. These are systems that allow site owners and people who manage sites to submit information to the search engines, but also to get information about their sites and how the sites are viewed by the search engines in return. Several search engines have Webmaster accounts. Most people taking this course are going to be interested in Google and Bing Webmaster accounts. Yahoo, of course, no longer has a Webmaster system, as Yahoo gets its search results from Bing, as you've heard earlier. So for most of you, the only systems you need to care about are the Google and Bing systems. However, there are others. If you need to be listed in Yandex, you'll want to get to know that search engine's Webmaster account. Yandex is one of the world's largest search engines, but it's mostly used in Russia, where it has perhaps 60% of the search market, along with Belarus, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and Turkey. Yandex's Webmaster console can be accessed in English if you want to check it out. Also, there's Baidu, the world's second largest search engine after Google, which serves the Chinese market. It's only available in Chinese, but if you need to be listed, then that's probably not a problem for you. You can also search through Google for translations of the Webmaster interface, if it is. I believe you may need a Chinese phone number, but as I don't actually speak Chinese, I'm not exactly sure. You can find the various Webmaster accounts on these URLs. Now, I'm going to be talking about the Google Webmaster account in detail in the upcoming Webmasters section of this course, and won't be going into detail about the other systems. But the sitemap submission process is pretty straightforward in all the systems. Here's the basic procedure for submitting an XML sitemap through all these systems using Bing as an example. You begin by creating an account, of course, if you don't already have one for that search engine. If you do, go to the appropriate URL and log in. You'll then register or add your site to the system. Webmaster accounts allow you to submit information about multiple sites. You don't need a separate account for each one. Although, having said that, sometimes webmasters playing various SEO games prefer that the search engines are not aware of the common ownership of sites. So, you'll provide the URL of your site and also the URL of the sitemap. Generally, the sitemap is called sitemap.xml and is stored in the root of your website, but you can actually call it anything and place it anywhere. Once you've submitted that information, the search engine provides a way for you to verify your site, to confirm, in effect, that you own or manage the website. There are several ways to do this, the simplest being that you're given a small HTML or XML file containing a unique code that you place in the root of your website. Alternatively, you can put a special meta tag in your home page containing a unique code, or perhaps create a CNAME alias in your domain's DNS record. Either way, once you've made the changes, you can then ask the system to verify that you have indeed made the changes, at which point you have successfully validated your site, and the search engine knows that you have authorization to see certain information about the site. At that point, you've submitted your sitemap, and you now have access to all the various tools and reports provided by the Webmaster console. And that's really about it. Submitting a sitemap to the search engines is quick and easy, something you can do in a few minutes for both Google and Bing. Later in the course, we'll look in more detail at the sort of things you can do and learn in the Webmaster accounts. We'll be using the Google Search Console as the example. Bing is similar, but most people will want to start with Google anyway. But at this point, you might want to go to register your site and submit your XML sitemap if it's ready. As I said, it only takes a few minutes. You can come back and learn more about the Google Search Console later.